And 93.7 HD2 WQIO Mount Vernon. From the Cosby Heating and Cooling Studios, it's Good Times, Great Oldies.
Coming. And a good Monday evening to you here on WMVO as the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show live from Pizza Cottage. We appreciate you joining us. Here on the program, we feature the Fredericktown Freddies, who are 3-0 to begin the season, and the Cardington Lincoln Pirates. They'll face off in the KMAC opener this upcoming Friday night. On the end, Scott Spittler, the head football coach of the Fredericktown Freddies, and closest to us here, Cooper Ocker is with us, as well as Kirk Parker and Nick McFerrin, and we appreciate them joining us here as the Fredericktown Freddies. Again, I was, 11 years ago. I've been 23 years old, and I wouldn't have gray hair the last time you guys started 3-0, Coach. And you look at going into this year, there were a lot of expectations for the Fredericktown Freddies. I mean, you had a lot of seniors coming back. You had all these pieces. I mean, all these guys that I'm hearing about that are here tonight, I've heard their names last year too. There were expectations that all these guys are contributing to this season's success. So when you look at a 3-0 start, I know not everything's perfect. There are things that you look back at and you're probably like, man, I really wish we did better. But when you're 3-0 at the end of the day and have a chance to go into your conference opener to go 4-0 and 1-0 in the conference, you take it any day, don't you, Coach?
Well, I think it's always easier to work on those things that you got to continue to get better at when you're coming off a victory than it is the other end of that scenario. But the guys are working hard. They're committed to getting better, and they've gotten good buy-in. And while we've been, while we have good experience in our skill positions, both offensively and defensively, we're inexperienced and new up front in the trenches on both sides of the ball. So to see the growth of our linemen in the trenches has been nice, and we're really working hard to try to be a better version of ourselves each Friday. And
you talk about the fact that you brought in this wing T kind of concept, but there's different aspects to it and things like that. Those lines that offensive line specifically is extremely important, because if they're not in sync and knowing what's going on, you've got some problems. And it seems like you guys, communication-wise, things are going pretty well here in the early going.
Oh, it's a learning curve, but like I said, the guys are working really hard, and they're starting to gel, and little things that you're able to adjust as you flow through a game are coming a little easier for them now that they've got 3 weeks under their belt. But we still got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things that these guys would tell you too that we got to fix and get better, especially heading into the KMAC when each week is tough as nails for you.
Sure. What are some of the things that maybe you told the team week in and week out that you need to improve upon, even after this last week? Some of the things you say, hey, we've got to get better if we want to compete, because like you say, there are no nights off, 0 nights off in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference. It's going to be a gauntlet every single week. What has been the message to your guys about that?
It's just about we got to control what we have control over, and that's our execution. That's our ability to adjust on the fly, and so our focus has been, while you prepare for your opponent, it's still about controlling what you have control over, and that's your performance and how you prepare during the week, and so that's where our focus is. And the guys, the nice thing about it is we get in there on film on Saturday morning, and they understand what our standard is and the level that we want to play at, and they'll be the first to tell you that, hey, we got to get better.
Coach Scott Spittler of the Fredericktown Freddies, appreciate him joining us. Cooper, I'll have you pick up that microphone there and things. Cooper Ocker, what year are you in school?
I'm a senior this year.
Senior year.
Yep.
Now, when you go into this year, your senior year, you got a new head coach, and you guys now are 3-0, a little bit of a different system that comes in. How's the adjustment been maybe to getting into the wing T concept that Coach has mentioned? And tell us a little bit about the beginning of the season. How are you feeling at 3-0 right now?
Yeah, the new wing T has helped us a lot, and we've studied it from the summer to now, and we're just getting better every week.
What year are you? you're a senior, I should say, but what position do you play as well?
I play halfback and D-end.
All right, awesome. So you play both sides of the ball there. You like playing offense or defense more?
I probably like defense more, yeah.
All right. You're getting ready to play in K-MAC play this week. As you look at it from a player perspective, what have you been impressed about this team being 3-0, some of the things that stood out, you say, well, we're doing it really well right now?
Yeah, I think our defense is very well.
Yeah.
Our offense is good, too. We're just improving every week and getting better.
Yeah. Also, Kirk, I'll have you grab that mic there. You guys can share a mic there. But what year are you in school?
I'm a senior.
Senior year. Are these all seniors, Scott? Or?
Yes.
I'm just asking a question that I know the answer to.
Kirk and Nick are both captains
Both
for
captains.
us.
Awesome. Well, Kirk, I know you flew around last year on defense and leading tackler, one of the leading tacklers on the team and things like that. When you go into this year and it's kind of like, hey, we've had Will Hartley for these number of years, and now Scott comes in here and he brings a lot of experience. This guy has had a lot of success as a coach and things like that. What was your first thought as you go into the season, and now as you're 3-0 to begin the season, how are you guys feeling?
I was a little nervous at first, obviously. A lot of new things. And, yeah, it was just nervous.
Yep.
But we got into it, and we're good now.
In terms of 3-0, yeah, what's the Urban Meyer usually say? What's the best thing about 3-0? To be able to go 4-0. What has stood out to you that you, from a player perspective, said we're just really doing well? Some of the things you say, this is the reason we are 3-0 right now.
We're just playing tough.
Yeah.
We're really conditioned. We play faster.
Yeah.
We're just locked in, really.
Yeah. And, Coach, in regards to that speed, we had Mark Weber come in here talking with Mount Vernon. He talked about speed and the importance of speed. When you're flying around, you can do a lot of things on a football field if you're flying around, especially on defense.
Oh, absolutely. I think the speed and being able to get hats to the football defensively can overcome a lot of issues for you when you're playing against good offenses. You can overcome some things, maybe some misalignments or mistakes with your effort and your speed from your kids. I know you keep talking about that 3-0 and Urban Meyer's quote, but 3-0 could be 3-7 real fast if you don't take care of yourself and make sure you're working to get better each day. And so that's what our main focus is.
Take it a game at a time. That's kind of the concept right now. But also down at the end there's Nick McFerrin. Have you grab that mic there as senior year? What position you play?
I play linebacker.
All right, playing linebacker. You're getting after it, flying around with the football. So 3-0 record right now. What stood out to you from a player perspective, especially kind of leading on that defensive side?
Well, defensively, we fly around, we get to the ball every play. And I just love seeing how every player on our defense is always running the ball. We don't walk around. We don't get tired. We just keep hitting hard all game.
And that's important to not get tired with it. Is it kind of a different concept maybe this year as opposed to last year defensively and what you guys are doing?
The defense, it has changed a little bit. We run a lot of different formations now. And, it's been a learning curve for all of us, but the key concepts are pretty similar. We have a same defensive coordinator coming back from last year.
Yeah.
But I think he's really learned a lot from Coach Spittler here as well. And our defense has been solid this year, so I'm really happy with it.
You guys win in your last ball game 27-20. But, Coach, one of the things that you look at are things that I have seen from the outsider. You've had some really big plays. Each game it seems like you guys are ripping off some big plays. Is that kind of what you want to see from what you're doing with that wing T concept? Is that, hey, you find a big hole, you can rip off some big plays?
Well, I think that speaks to the experience we have at our skill positions. So when they're given the opportunity to, whether it be a crease in the defense or outflanking the defense or whatever it is that they're going to take advantage of it with their athleticism and speed. And that's what our guys have done week in, week out is within the confines of our offense, they've been able to execute and make the big plays.
Yeah, and you guys started a little bit better this last game. I know that was kind of something you wanted from your guys to start stronger, and then you ended up getting the win. There were some big plays maybe on defense a couple times there with Hunter McKinney and some of those guys for Utica, because they have some good players on the outside there at Utica. But you guys started better, and you finished with a win. You impressed by your team's start this last Friday night?
Yeah, that was one thing that we wanted to focus on was coming out of the gate a little bit stronger. We kind of took the first quarter to fill things out the first 2 weeks and then kicked it in the second quarter. And we talked about being able to start off strong and play all 4 quarters at a level that we expect of ourselves. And I thought our guys did a good job of that. And And we got some things that we got to continue to get better at each day, and that's what you find out on Friday nights a little bit more than you do during the week. But now we better fix them for this week, or Cardington's going to have a chance to press us in areas that where we've had some mistakes, because they're very talented, especially offensively with the skill guys that they have.
Yeah. Coach Scott Spittler, we thank him for joining us here. And, of course, we're down at Pizza Cottage, presented by Griffin Insurance, the Monday Night Sports Talk Show on WMVO. Cooper, I want to ask you a little bit about that last game against Utica. That was a good ball game, 27-20, the final. You guys do start off fast. You get a couple of big plays there, the 57-yarder, 59-yarder. You're up 14-0. Throughout that game, what was kind of the feeling for you from a player perspective? And, obviously you guys get a big win. What were your thoughts after the game, too?
Yeah, I felt good during the game. We played hard. We did good on offense, had some big plays, get a lead on them. Yeah.
It allows you to run the football, too. When you get a lead like that, you're able to run the football a little bit more. Kirk, what stood out to you in that game against Utica, maybe some of the takeaways you had in the game against the Redskins?
Takeaways were flags for sure.
Yeah.
Just dumb flags.
Yeah.
Blocking the backs, holds,
That's
dumb
the stuff
stuff
the coach was talking about cleaning up,
Yeah.
right? When you look at the offensive side, obviously some big plays, you got started stronger. It kind of helps you guys on that defensive side as well, right?
Yeah, it gives us some leverage and
Yep.
some motivation to keep going, play hard.
Dick, looking at that Utica Redskins game, that last ball game, your last non-conference game, what stood out to you from a player perspective?
Well, we definitely do need to clean up the penalties. We got to limit the big plays, everything like that. And another thing was, we started off strong, and we let them get back in the game. But by the end of the half, we were only up by one after starting out 14-0. And we can't step off the pedal like that. We just got to keep going all the way.
And Coach, you think about that, when you get a lead, you sometimes get a little comfortable and things like that. Especially at the wing T, you can kind of be like, hey, we can kind of run the football, get some time off the clock. Is that kind of an idea with the wing T, get a lead, and then you're able to kind of eat away at the clock a little bit?
Well, I think sometimes when, certain phases of your team are youthful and inexperienced, and, it's been a while since we've been in this situation to be undefeated at this point in the season is learning the ebbs and flows of a game and being able to do things like not take your foot off the pedal and relax. It's a 4-quarter game, and it's in doubt until the last tick of the clock goes off. And I think we learned that lesson a little bit there Friday. But our guys did there in the fourth quarter, did what they needed to do to seal the victory and come away with a victory and heading into KMAC.
All right, taking on the Cardington Lincoln Pirates on the road. That will be live streaming on our WMVO Facebook page, WMVO YouTube channel. Curtis will be on the call there at Cardington Lincoln, and we are looking forward to being there for that game. I do want to thank Griffin Insurance, Buckeye Stoves, Prescription Turf Care, Coverage Electric, and Construction. Page One Group with the mugs here, Knox County Veteran Services, and Pizza Cottage for bringing you tonight's show, Griffin Insurance, Monday Night Sports Talk Show from Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon. Let's take this break. We'll come back, and more coming up with the Fredericktown Freddies on WMVO.
This is ONN.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio University appointed Slade Larscheid as its new athletic director today. Larscheid spent 5 years as the deputy AD at South Dakota State. In college football, the new AP poll released today. Ohio State remains number 1, Penn State 2, LSU 3, Oregon 4, Miami 5. Illinois now sits at 9, its first top 10 rankings since 2001. Ohio linebacker Michael Molnar was the MAC Defensive Player of the Week, notching a team-best 7 tackles and 1.5 sacks in the 17-10 win over West Virginia. Toledo running back Chip Traynham was the MAC Offensive Player of the Week, rushing for 163 yards and 2 scores in the 45-21 victory over Western Kentucky. Cincinnati earned Big 12 Offensive Line of the Week honors after besting Bowling Green 34-20, and Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin was named Big 10 Freshman of the Week, throwing for 306 yards and 4 touchdowns in the 70-0 win versus Grambling State. Here's Sayin on his 87-yard touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, so much great history here at the skill position with quarterbacks and wide receivers. We've been practicing that play all week, so it was great to get that one scored. And, amazing route by him and great catch and, way to take it the distance.
Monday Night Football, Minnesota visits Chicago at 8:15. Baseball tonight, Cleveland hosts Kansas City at 6:40, while Cincinnati's at San Diego at 9:40. This is the Ohio News Network.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community, offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. Let's get ready to rumble. We love football season, and that means stove season is right around the corner. Buckeye Stoves. Check out our showroom with live displays on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. We offer 22 brands of stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. Wood, pellet, gas, and coal. BuckeyeStoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
So I got this neighbor, Dave. He was kind of curious about my lawn. Grumbled that he bought a patch fix for his yard. Well, it didn't fix the patch. I tried to tell him, call Prescription Turf Care. Come aerate and overseed in the fall. You get a nice, thick, healthy yard next year that goes great with that nice, thick, juicy steak right here. Call 740-397-1203 and ask about a free, no-obligation estimate. And remember, if you want a healthy lawn and all the weeds gone, call Prescription Turf Care.
Call Prescription Turf Care.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
All right, we are back at Pizza Cottage. Don't forget that tonight they've got the Pizza Feast, large 14-inch two-topping pizza, large garden salad, and breadsticks for $25. It's a deal there. And then on Wednesday, 2 spaghetti dinners for $20. So stop out to Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon on South Main Street and grab yourself some food today. Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show live from Pizza Cottage, and we've got the Fredericktown Freddies who will be on the WMVO Facebook page and YouTube this Friday night, as we'll have the game at Cardington Lincoln against the Pirates. Going to hear from the Pirates later on the program here as the Cardington Lincoln Pirates. They have started 2-1. We'll chat with them as well. But 3-0, the Fredericktown Freddies couldn't ask for better right now. This is where you want to be at 3-0. And Cooper, I want to ask you a little bit about the Knoxville Athletic Conference. It's always fun to get into conference play, but as I say, as a player perspective, Coach already kind of mentioned it. It's a gauntlet every single week. What has been the message about conference play from Coach Spittler and the coaching staff right now?
Yeah, we're just focused on each week at a time. Going 1-0 each week.
And you're going to get an opportunity against Cardington Lincoln. Like I say, it's not easy any week, but Cardington Lincoln's a tough one to start with. That's not the easiest one to go with there. But you look at it, Kirk, as you get into conference play on Friday night, you look at the KMAC and how tough it is, it can get you prepared. I mean, last year you guys had to go all the way up to Northeast Ohio and playoff football and things like that. What has been kind of the message maybe to even your teammates as you get into conference play? It's going to get really tough here.
Yeah, we're just pretty much getting ready for it. We've been, getting better week by week, trying to go 1-0 every week. That's about it.
And right now you guys are 3-0, first time again since 2014. And, Nick, as you look at this season so far, you guys are doing well in non-conference action. You beat Utica and you open the season. You beat Highland to open the year and things. And when you look at this team and getting into conference play, this can really prepare you for potentially a big run in the postseason when you look at the Knoxville Athletic Conference. But just your thoughts on the conference as you get kicked off on Friday night at Cardington-Lincoln.
Well, the KMAC's a very tough conference. Cardington's a really good team, and we're excited to go play them. But we definitely want to win the KMAC this year, so we can't have a stutter step at any time. We got go 1-0 this week, and not look forward too far. Like, obviously, we want to make the playoffs, but we don't want to stumble and trip ourselves up.
Yeah, once you lose a game in the conference, then you got to start relying on other people, right? And you're like, hey, are they going to beat this team? And then you obviously want to work on yourself and focus on yourself, but it's hard because the outside noise and everything like that. But if you win every single week, you don't have to worry about that when you get into conference play. So an opportunity Friday night at Cardington-Lincoln. Coach, you get into conference play. We've talked about it already, that this is going to be tough for you guys, anybody, and whether it's Northmore, Centerburg, Cardington-Lincoln. This is going to be a battle every single week. How do you keep your team focused and to say, hey, we need to go week by week? You already do that. You talk about winning the week, but it is hard to not look outside when you're in a tough conference like this.
Well, I think it's important to be self-aware and understand that winning's difficult. I don't care what the sport is, but especially in football, week to week, winning's hard to do. And to do it, it's in your preparation during the week. And our guys have done a really nice job of being focused. And I'll tell you what, in a conference from top to bottom, as strong as the KMAC, you've got great coaches, you've got great athletes top to bottom, and then we get the opportunity to start the conference with, the team that has the returning offensive player of the year in Wyatt Denny, who's just a special athlete and challenges you in every facet of the game on Friday nights. And so we've got our hands full, especially with, you look across their offensive line and you see 250 at right tackle and 320 at left tackle and 285 at the center position, and then very athletic guards. That they just want to maul you at the line of scrimmage, and so we're going to have our hands full with Cardington team.
You look back at last Friday, and they took on Bucyrus, scored 55 points in that game. I know we're going to be talking with Cardington here coming up, but scored 55 points in that game, and Bucyrus was trying to take away Wyatt Denny. Didn't really work very well, and he's one of those guys that you say, hey, we're not going to be able to contain completely, but you try to limit what he can get on the ground, right?
You're not going to completely stop a young man with that kind of talent and ability. There's a reason why he's Conference Player of the Year. You watch him, and as good as he is as a running back, he's even just as good at a linebacker position.
Sure.
When you watch film, he just stands out from the linebacker position. But you can't concentrate on him. Their quarterback, Josh Goers, is a dual threat.
Yep.
And I think last week in Bucyrus, they tried to take away Wyatt, and Josh, I think, got him for 146 rushing.
Yeah.
So, they're just a handful in every facet of offense.
Yeah, and in a situation like that, when there is a dual threat, how do you prepare for something like that? I don't want to give away tips here because they're sitting there.
Sometimes I think coaches and players make the game harder than what it is. It's going to come down to the team that blocks well, tackles well, and plays good assignment football.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do against good players. You just got to be disciplined, and you got to make sure your players are doing their 1/11th. If they're supposed to squeeze a gap, they better be squeezing that gap. If they're supposed to be reading guards and playing downhill, they got to do that. And they're well coached. I got a tremendous amount of respect for Ryan Getzman. I've known their family for a long time, and I know what quality of man he is and what he's done with that program. And they're going to be ready to play Friday night, and they got a talented team.
You look at it from you guys too. You got these pieces that can rattle off some big plays. Brody Davis has started the year really well offensively. Blake Sipes is he was our player of the year, I think, last year's Super Q All-Star team and stuff like that. So you guys have started well offensively as well. What do you want to see from your group Friday night offensively and defensively?
We'll play within ourselves. We can't have that roller coaster of emotion. We got to stay even keel and make sure that we're not hurting ourselves. And we got to go out there and be a better version of ourselves than we were last Friday.
Yep. Cooper, the fans at Fredericktown are great. I'm sure you've heard Tiffany yell before.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't yell. But you talk about the fans. How awesome are they? Kind of get you guys excited when you're out on the field, right?
Yeah, the fans are great in Fredericktown. You hear them yelling from up in the stands and stuff. Then you got our student section, which is great to have.
Any shout-outs to some of the students in the student section? Are you there? Go ahead. You got anybody?
Tanner Estep.
Yeah, Tanner Estep. Shout out.
And Tate Hazen, probably.
All right, there you go. Hey, Tanner plays basketball too, right? Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, I thought I saw him for that as well. But Kirk, fans in Fredericktown, they're really it's great. I mean, they traveled last year all the way up to Oak Harbor, and they were really great fans. What do you think of the fans there in Fredericktown?
I love the fans in Fredericktown. Yeah. They all support very well, and they'll travel if need be.
Yeah. You got any message for them this Friday night against Cardington Lincoln? Just show up, right?
Show up, show out. I mean, I don't know. Yell loud.
Yeah. Now, did you do that bathtub race at the tomato show?
No, I did
you guys, any of you guys do that? Yeah, you do that, Nick? No, you guys don't do that? You know, people tried to get me to do that, and I said, no, I don't want to. Well, I hurt myself anyway Friday, so it didn't matter. I broke my ankle before the show, so I guess it didn't really matter. But you guys got to get out there and do that bathtub race sometime. Nick, what about the fans in Fredericktown, how awesome they are?
Well, I mean, obviously they're amazing fans. It's a really small town.
Yep.
We all were very close together. And, you know, this off season, a big point of ours was to get out in the community, do community service, connect with the fans, so they would show up and, you know, be there to support us every game.
All right, we have some fans here tonight for you guys, and so I appreciate you guys coming out here tonight. Coach, the fans are great in Fredericktown. You've seen it probably the first 3 weeks, and it's got to feel good to be 3-0 right now.
Oh, it is, and you know, we got a very special band.
Yeah,
we've got great community support. It's just a great small town atmosphere, and I think honestly, top to bottom in the KMAC, that's what you get. There's a lot of community pride in all the teams.
Yeah,
a lot of similar size communities, and so there's no doubt in my mind that, you know, our fans will be there Friday night, and I know Cardington will have their side packed, and it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about last week, we had East Knox here and talked with them and about Aiden Riggle and about his situation over at East Knox and how important the community is to be rallying around the situation he's in right now. It's just great to see. I mean, you've coached a long time, Scott. This is awesome to see from the community, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, and that's what's special about small communities is everyone's got each other's back, and you see that at East Knox. You see that on a daily basis at Fredericktown. When I was at Lucas, it was the same way, and there's just something special about that tight-knit community when you have the small school atmosphere.
Yep. You guys are heading up to Cardington Lincoln. Start off conference play this upcoming Friday night, and we're looking forward to being there. But we appreciate you guys spending some time with us here. Cooper Ocker, Nick McFerrin, Kirk Parker, and, of course, Coach Scott Spittler. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with us here. Get down to Pizza Cottage. Still have time to get their pizza feast, a large 14-inch two-topping pizza, a large garden salad, and breadsticks. $25 is the deal there. So get down here, and you still have a chance here today. But if not, come down tomorrow for their 2 subs for $16, $15 off a take and bake pizza, all kinds of deals here. So come on down to Pizza Cottage. We do want to thank Griffin Insurance, Buckeye Stoves, Prescription Turf Care, Cubs Electric and Construction, Page One Group with the mugs here, Knox County Veteran Services, and Pizza Cottage. Come on down and see it, but appreciate you joining us also if you're watching live on the WMVO Facebook page or YouTube channel. All right, let's take this break. We'll come back, talk with the Cardington Lincoln Pirates. It's next here on WMVO.
Time and Temperature is brought to you by
Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. Let's get ready to rumble. We love football season, and that means stove season is right around the corner. Buckeye Stoves. Check out our showroom with live displays on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. We offer 22 brands of stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. Wood, pellet, gas, and coal. BuckeyeStoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
You never thought your child would get their own home so soon, but it needs new wiring pulled and the kitchen could use a makeover. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric and Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004.
Cubbage Electric and Construction is a proud sponsor for this year's fall sports.
Cubbage Electric and Construction, 740-627-8004.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Shank.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community. Offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
WMVO Weather Center forecast.
The temp 70 degrees under clear skies. The wind is from the east at 4 miles per hour. The forecast for this evening, clear skies with a light wind, 58 degrees. Overnight, cloud-free and somewhat breezy with a temp of 48. And then tomorrow, the sky will be clear with some light wind, 75 degrees. That's Storm Track weather on the heart of Knox County, WMVO.
All right, we are back here at Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon. We appreciate you joining us here on the program. And again, we've got Cardington Lincoln Pirates joining us here on the program as we look here now at week number 4 of high school football, and it is conference time as now you get into that gauntlet that we've talked about so much. Ryan Getzman with us here. We appreciate him joining us. Wyatt Denny, Bryce Hartley, and Christopher Kenzie. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. You might think that Christopher is Kyle Manzardo. They don't know who he is, though. You might think he's Kyle Manzardo, but he's not. Kyle Manzardo did hit in the Guardians lineup today, so he's not here. But we appreciate you guys spending some time with us on the program. Well, you look right now at the Cardington Lincoln Pirates. You guys sit at 2-1, and boy, you look at your non-conference schedule. Mr. Brem or whoever did it before, they didn't do you any favors. I don't think it was John's fault. I think it was scheduled before that, but didn't do you any favors. But sometimes it's good to get those non-conference games in, Ryan, where you're competing. They're not easy. Wintford's a difficult team to play. Bucyrus is they scored 24 points, but you guys scored 55. But tell us about the non-conference and just getting your guys ready here for conference play.
Yeah, so we had 3 very different opponents to start. We opened up with Wintford, who's been very good in the N10 the last 10-plus years, and we knew what we were going to get from them. Wing T type team. They kind of want a little bit more spread than they had typically. Then Mohawk, who was a regional semifinalist last year, who won the N10, and then last week against Bucyrus, and all possessed a little bit different things. So, yeah, shout out to Mr. Bond for the start of that schedule. He set us up for that one. So.
Great guy. Good. We got in touch with him last year before the girls' basketball tournament, and he said, hey, we got about one day. I said, I'm going to be over there anyway. You care if we do your game? He said, yeah, let's do it. So I had a great time with Cardington Lincoln there. But look at this group. Coach already mentioned it. Coach Spittler said it too, that you bring back the player of the year in the conference. Wyatt Denny had a great year last year. And it's always nice to have the player of the year come back. It makes it a little bit easier, doesn't it, Ryan?
It does. It makes prep a little bit different, but it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. With this Cardington Lincoln team, what do you guys like to do? What do we see with the Cardington Lincoln program?
Yes, we're a run-first team. We run the ball about 90% of the time.
and we utilize the guys that we have carrying the football. We have 2, 3, 4 really good ball carriers. We're able to spread it out and get those guys the football and use that to our strength. We're old up front finally. It feels like 2 years ago when we were really trying to turn the program around. We were starting a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, and now those guys are finally juniors and seniors.
Brian Gaston and I talked earlier in the year, and we said when you have an offensive line, well, if you don't have an offensive line, you're going to have some problems, right? I mean, it's going to be difficult. But when you have an offensive line that understands it, because I saw some meme earlier this year where there was an offensive line, and the guy looks at the other guy and says, hey, what's the play call? He says, I don't know, just block somebody. But it's a lot more sophisticated than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And those guys are old now. I mean, you know, like I said, when we took the program over 3-4 years ago, it was like, oh, we got a young group. And that young group is now the old group. So it's encouraging.
All right. So offensively, you want to ground and pound. You're going to run the football. You guys had a lot of success this past Friday night. Defensively, is it just flying around to the football, Ryan?
Yeah, we're a 4-3 team. We fly around. We do a lot of our guys done a really good job of playing assignment football so far. We've had a couple breakdowns here and there, as most guys do, but we do. Their attitudes are great about it. The big thing for us is stopping the run, and that's one of the things. And we're going to have that challenge on Friday night for sure.
Yeah, Blake Sipes just had 252 yards total last week, but hey, you guys had a pretty good ball game your last game as well. But when you look at through 3 games, you know, we talk about week 1 to week 2 is your biggest improvements and things. Now we're through 3 weeks. What do you like about your team right now? What do you say, hey, we're getting into conference play. We must do this better if we're going to win?
No, I like the grit of our team. I think they're resilient. They're a group that shows up every day. They're the most coachable group I've ever been around. This group wants to work. They want to be there. They want to get better, and they're tired of the same old same. So they've put the work in. They've put their heads down, and they're coachable, and they want to be there. And I think that's such an important piece when you're dealing with high school kids.
Ryan Guessman, head football coach, Cardington Lincoln Pirates. They open up conference play at home against the Fredericktown Predators. By the way, I was in Cardington the other day. I drove through, and I'll be in Cardington on Saturday, so I want the town to be buzzing on Saturday morning when I go through there. Wyatt, I'm going to chat with you here. What year are you in school? Is this your senior year?
Yeah, this is my senior year.
All right, well, you did a lot last year. I mean, I looked down at the stats. I was like, this guy led the league in rushing, okay? I get stats every week from the K-Mag, Rich Porter sends me. Oh, he's leading in tackles, too. Okay. Oh, and, you know, you're doing all these different things. Is it hard to get motivated when you say, I've had all this success, now you're going into your senior year, you're saying, hey, I just want to be better for the team and for myself going into your senior year?
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to do my best, give my full effort on the field and do the best I can, do my assignment.
Yeah, do you like offense or defense more?
I think I'm a little more of an offensive guy.
Yeah. Who doesn't like getting a rock, man? Getting moving down the field. When you look at this year, what were some of the goals for you that maybe personally you had, but for the team as well as some of the things you want to accomplish?
Definitely 3-7. We weren't satisfied with 3-7 last year. Definitely winning more games and just being a more disciplined and disciplined team going into this year and doing our jobs.
Yeah, well, you guys are doing it right now, sitting at 2-1 with a big conference matchup coming up on Friday night. Bryce, what year are you in school?
This is also my senior year.
Senior year. Are they all seniors?
Yes.
See, I do this every time. I just ask them, and then I'm like, why don't I just ask and see if they're all seniors? So, Bryce, what position you play?
I'm wing, and then I play safety.
All right, so you got both sides of the ball,
yes.
too. So what side do you like more? You like flying around on defense?
I mean, I think it depends on the game, how the game's going.
Okay.
But sometimes I think I swing towards defense. I love coming downhill.
Yeah, if a team runs a lot, it's
right.
not as fun, you know,
yeah.
right? To fly around. Looking at this year and going into your senior year, what did you want to do for yourself and for this team?
Obviously, I made my junior year, I started playing more on offense. I was normally just defense, and then I started at tight end, and then this year I moved to wing, and I just wanted to be a better team player. Like I strive myself at being a really good blocker, and I think I try to block well, help Wyatt here, also our quarterback Josh, let them make the plays while I'm blocking everybody downfield.
You need that piece, man. When you got running guys and everything. Is it hard though sometimes especially when a quarterback's running or something like that, to be like, okay, who do I block right now? Because this guy, I don't know where he's running.
Josh, he's I call him a rubber band. You don't know where he's going to end up, so it's like hard trying to figure out who to block for him. But
you figure it out. Well, it worked. Whatever you did on Friday night worked, so it went really well there. Christopher Kenzie, what position you play there for the Pirates?
I have right guard and then a linebacker as well.
All right. Well, as a right guard, you got a pretty big job there on the offensive line as well. You look at going into this year, you know you've got that talent there, and you know the importance of what you have to do, especially on the offensive side, because you miss a block or something like that, then it doesn't really matter for what Wyatt can do or what Josh can do. What are some of the things you set forth for yourself, some goals that you were hoping to accomplish this year?
Like a discipline, you know, it starts up with the front five.
Yeah.
You know, I got to, motivate those guys to do their jobs. Like, I know sometimes it's hard, but, be more of a team player, like Bryce said. I mean, you got to motivate your guys to pick them up. That's kind of what I kind of strive to do, because you can't do everything on your own. You need your guys back behind you.
Yeah. Is it hard blocking, when you don't know where they're going?
Yeah, it can be. It can be, but
I didn't do any. I didn't know a whole lot about offensive line stuff. I remember being with Jim Stoyle, and I looked over at him and said, I don't know what this formation is. So that night I went home and I watched video, and I said, I'm going to start figuring out what these positions are, and I started figuring stuff out. So, but seems like you guys, all in all, Friday night's game could be like an hour long. You guys run the football, they run the football, and Curtis is on his way home.
They attempted 47 passes.
Did they really?
I think halftime was at like 9:15.
Oh,
I think Friday night might be done by 9:15. I don't know that either one of us are going to chuck it a bunch.
I can't believe you even got the call into us on Friday night.
I think I called you at 10:15.
Yeah, it was late. We
late.
had a bunch of calls about the same time and things like that. But you look at having that dual threat, and it was kind of the same last year. I kind of liken it to Blake Elliott, right? When you looked at Blake Elliott at East Knox last year, what was everybody going to do? Hey, he led the league in rushing the year before, and we're going to try to slow him down, right? But is it kind of with you guys say, hey, go ahead, try to slow down Wyatt? We got Josh to be able to take it. He had a big game, and Wyatt also had a big game on Friday night as well.
He did. Wyatt won't admit this, but he was a little frustrated at halftime because Bucyrus did a really good job taking him away.
Yeah.
And that opened Josh up. And then, Wyatt was able to get his in the second half, and I would say majority of his yards came in the second half.
Yeah.
But because Josh was able to open that up a little bit, and I think that's one of the reasons why we ran for what we did on Friday night. Just that ability that we have two guys that are pretty dangerous with the ball in their hands right now.
Yeah, Wyatt, when you went to the locker room, and you still ended up with 252 yards. I mean, I'm no mathematician. That's more than 10 yards carry. I mean, and things. What was the thought process? Did you talk with Coach at halftime and say, hey, there's got to be some things I change here? What was the change there in the second half? You finished with 252 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns.
I think a lot of it was that Bucyrus realized that we also had Josh, and it kind of opened that up for me, being able to get through the gap and make big plays.
Yeah.
So.
What was the score at halftime?
I think
you remember
it was
top here?
You
guys were up big.
We were up big.
You're
it
up
was
big.
26-6, 32-6.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
that's a good thing to have.
It was.
Get up like that and be ahead there. Bryce, when we look at that game there, especially like I say in that second half, and kind of how it did open up with that, it makes your job a lot easier too, right? I mean, when both guys are having good nights from running the football.
Right. And just going into halftime, like when you're in the game, you start picking up on what teams are doing, what the teams are good at stopping you doing, and what you're good at not letting them stop you doing. So I think it's just as you're going through the game, figuring out what you can do as a team well together that they can't stop. So I think we went in, and I told offensive coordinator Coach Hobbs, like, this is working well. We need to keep just pounding the rock, and that's what we kept doing, and it just worked out.
Pays off. Now you're going to have to be ready Friday night because they'll toss the rock a little bit on Friday night, the Fredericktown Fronties. They'll also run it, so you got to keep an eye on them there. Christopher, when you go in the locker room, you guys are already up big. What was kind of the game plan going into that second half as you guys end up winning 55-24?
I talked to the guys up front. You just got to you got to do your jobs. You got to, again, we're a run team. So, I mean, we're pounding the football. We're going down their throats. So it starts with us up front. So we definitely just have to do our jobs and be pristine with it.
Yeah, well, you guys have an opportunity Friday night to really prove where you guys are at, right, Coach? And we're going to talk about that here after the break, but look forward to chatting about the game against the Freddies on Friday, about the K-Mac, and then, of course, the rest of the season, because it's going to be a gauntlet starting Friday night. But it's going to be a lot of fun, because the fact of the matter is, it used to be at one point they say, well, is Cardington that easy team? Is, it's not the case anymore. So everybody's tough, but the Cardington Lincoln Pirates are no pushover, and it's going to be a great ball game Friday night. Let's take this break. We'll come back, and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show from Pizza Cottage is coming up.
Rumble. We love football season, and that means stove season is right around the corner. Buckeye Stoves. Check out our showroom with live displays on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. We offer 22 brands of stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. Wood, pellet, gas, and coal. BuckeyeStoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community. Offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
You never thought your child would get their own home so soon, but it needs new wiring pulled and the kitchen could use a makeover. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric and Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004.
Cubbage Electric and Construction is a proud sponsor for this year's fall sports.
Cubbage Electric and Construction, 740-627-8004.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
So I got this neighbor, Dave. He was kind of curious about my lawn. Grumbled that he bought a patch fix for his yard. Well, it didn't fix the patch. I tried to tell him, call Prescription Turf Care. Come aerate and overseed in the fall. You get a nice, thick, healthy yard next year that goes great with that nice, thick, juicy steak right here. Call 740-397-1203 and ask about a free no-obligation estimate. And remember, if you want a healthy lawn and all the weeds gone, call Prescription Turf Care.
Call Prescription Turf Care.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
All right, we are back here at the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, and we certainly appreciate you joining us from Pizza Cottage. Come out tomorrow night, 2 small 10-inch one-topping pizzas or 2 subs, $16, $15 off any take-and-bake pizza, which I don't know. If I did that, I might burn it, so I better not do the take-and-bake pizza thing, but get out here. The BLT pizza here is fantastic, too. We appreciate Cardington Lincoln coming down here and chatting with us. 2-1 on the season, but opening up and getting a great test Friday night. And likewise, it's a great test for the Fredericktown Freddies playing you guys Friday night to open up in conference play. Coach, I think you already alluded to it, that the conference is really good. I mean, there's not really you look at the schedule, Danville is reloaded, and Loudonville, Coach Hannebarger in his second year is doing some things there. Absolutely 0 off nights, but you get you get Friday night what a lot of people thought is maybe the favorite in the conference with all they brought back at the Fredericktown Freddies. Well, what is your message to your team as you get ready for Friday night?
We always talk about taking that step as the program, right? Like you kind of alluded to earlier, Cardington hasn't had the strongest football program over the history, and we've talked about taking that step, like being that group that, hey, we are going to be the team that takes that step. And this is one of those games, if you're able to win it, that's a huge step for our program. So we talk about that and playing we are the underdogs, so we play that card. We're going to talk about that a lot, and we're not going to hide that from the kids. And, hey, we're going to go play like it. We're going to play like our hair's on fire and go compete and give them our best shot.
Now, I can tell you, based on Scott Spentler sitting down there, he's not taking this thing lightly. He is not taking it lightly. He was tell you what, he was had a lot of respect for you guys going in. I know you have a lot of respect for Coach Spentler in that group, too, so it should be a fun time Friday night.
Coach Spitt was the head coach at Mount Vernon when I was in middle school.
Oh,
so
really?
I knew Spitt when I was in middle school, and he was over here at Mount Vernon. And he's gotten to see firsthand kind of the improvements our program's made. Because when he was at Lucas, they were our jamboree game.
Oh, okay.
And they, at the end of there, they were rolling for a while.
Yeah.
And they thumped us a few times. So that was kind of the measuring stick. Like, hey, that's the program we want to be like, right? Like they've been in our position too before. So they did it. Why can't we? So we talked about that a lot.
That's awesome that you guys have made that step. And I'm just glad that we don't go out to jamboree games anymore, although we did one time. Curtis thought that it was a regular football game and said, Tyler, go out and call the game. And the quarterback was wearing number 57. Everybody grabbed the jersey out of a box, and you look down, and you had an offensive lineman wearing number 7. And I said, we're not doing jamboree games anymore. But, no, that's great to see the program move in that direction. And in high school, it's not like in college where it's NIL and you can say, hey, why don't you come over here? Right. You have what you have, and you got to develop what you have, and you guys have certainly done that here throughout these years.
The group of seniors is the group when I took over, they were freshmen. So this is the first group we've had for 4 years. The continuity of our staff, we've not had a lot of staff turnover at all. And we've maintained, I think, every kid that started as a freshman for us is now playing as a senior in that group almost. So that's been huge for us too. And I appreciate this senior group a lot too. They're good young men. They work hard and they're super respectful, and they're a blast to be around and a blast to coach.
Wyatt, you talk about from maybe your freshman year to now and where the program is. What have you seen as the biggest maybe improvement that this program has made to get into your senior year where you guys are legitimately, you look at it, you're competing for a conference championship. It's not, hey, we're that team that everybody's just going to walk over. When you start Friday night, there's an expectation that you guys can beat the Fredericktown Freddies and win the Knoxmore Athletic Conference. Where has that growth been here in those last 4 years?
It starts in the summer. Everyone shows up to the liftings over the summer, and they work hard, and it's showing off this year. Yeah. We're working hard, and we really got to stay disciplined on the field and make sure it is proven on the field.
Yeah, well, you guys are doing that right now, sitting at 2-1 after a gauntlet of a non-conference schedule as well. Bryce, as you look at these years, throughout these number of years of where you guys sit right now, where have you maybe seen that improvement with this group?
I think it starts with upperclassmen and the leadership that you have to take. I think maybe the leadership that we had when we were freshmen and sophomore wasn't the greatest. I think that maybe sometimes it wasn't left in the right place, and I think that what I want to do is I want to leave this program on uphill, and that's what I strive to do, is to leave it better than we found it, and just keep working hard and motivating these younger kids. Keep working hard. It's going to get better, and it's going to show on Friday nights.
Christopher, what have you seen maybe throughout these 4 years and that growth that this program has shown?
These two guys said it best. I mean, the weight room and then the leadership.
Yeah.
But another thing is, these guys want to eat. They want to. They're tired of being the same old Cardington, and they're motivated to want to, be better, be different. Yeah. And I think we had a change of attitude this year, and I think that helped us quite a bit so far.
You look at this team, and now, how has the community embraced this program? I mean, right now you're looking at 2-1. You're playing a huge football game on Friday night against the Fredericktown Freddies. Has the community embraced this, and you expect a big crowd Friday night, Ryan?
Yeah, I do. I told the boys that this is the closest thing to a playoff game you're going to play, and it's Friday night. I mean, Fredericktown's 3-0, and we, being from Knox County, I've seen that community rally around that group when they're playing well, and they're playing well right now. So you know Fredericktown's going to bring a great crowd, and our boys are playing well and doing the right things too. So I know that our community's going to rally around our kids as they should, because they've deserved it, they've earned it, and our kids deserve nothing but the support and love from our community.
Wyatt, Fredericktown Freddies, they're a good football team. What do you see with this Fredericktown group and your expectations with Friday night? And as Coach mentioned, a big football game at home.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have a few good players that can break out big plays, and we got to limit that. We got to rally the football and make sure that those players are contained.
When you look at it, Bryce, what do you got to do Friday night? Beat those Fredericktown Freddies and show the fans that, hey, this is a real deal with Cardington Lincoln Pirates.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we've taken in this year also is just do your job.
Yeah.
Not try to do everybody else's job, because if you start not trusting, as Getzman always say, you're strong as your weakest link. So if you're not trusting the guys that are playing around you, you're not going to be a complete football team. So if you start doing someone else's job, that's going to leave your job open, and then that's when the mistakes are going to happen. So it's just doing your own job.
Christopher, Friday night, big matchup, great opportunity for you guys. What do you see with Friday night?
The physicality battle.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends who wins that battle and what it comes out to. So it just depends who's more physical.
Coach, you talk about it, physicality. That's something that has been kind of a message with a lot of coaches that we've had here down here, is that you've got to be physical. You got to run with kind of your hair on fire. And Friday night, it's going to be quite the battle at Cardington Lincoln.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know what Coach Spittler's been able to do at Lucas and the physicality he brought there, and he's taking it to Fredericktown now. So we know that they're going to be physical up front. Obviously, they try to run the football too, and so do we. So that's going to be one of the challenges. And I've encouraged our kids, hey, that's one of our keys to victory is we have to be that physical team, right? We have to send that, and that's across the league. It's not just this week; it's the next 7 weeks. That the league's physical, the league's tough. And you got to be physical and tough to survive it and win games in it.
Yeah, well, you guys looking forward to a great matchup this upcoming Friday night. The Cardington Lincoln Pirates and the Fredericktown Freddies will have the game on our WMVO Facebook page, on the YouTube, and on the radio as well, 100.9 FM, 93.7 HD2, WMVO.com. So no excuses. Either be there at Cardington Lincoln, and you guys got a great fan experience there, so get out there to Cardington Lincoln, or watch on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, or listen on the radio. Curtis will be on the call there with Will Hartley. And Will is right down the middle. Even though he was at Fredericktown, he's right down the middle. So he's going to tell you guys when you do it good and when you don't.
I don't know if he turned those in to Coach Spitt or not, so I'll have to give Coach Hartley some credit.
That's great. He's already prepping.
He's prepping. He better be prepping.
Yeah, he's prepping for this broadcast. That's pretty awesome to see. But we appreciate you guys being down here with us, and best of luck as take on the Fredericktown Freddies. We're going to try to get you back down here and talk some more football. And, hey, by that time, you guys could be sitting maybe at 5-1, 6-1. It should be a lot of fun on Friday night, though, and should be just a great battle as well. So once again, thanks to Cardington Lincoln for joining us. Ryan Getzman, Wyatt Denny, Bryce Hartley, Christopher Kenzie. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Also, thanks to Coach Spittler, Cooper Ocker, Kirk Parker, and Nick McFerrin for joining us as well on the program. Well, Coach, get it done on Friday night. We're looking forward to it, and we appreciate you spending some time with us here. Thanks to Curtis and Callan, the Double C's behind the camera, and their hard work, and appreciate their work for us tonight. Buckeye Roundtable coming up next here on Double.